how's it going, guys? Today, some people asked me, how did I successfully start all those pineapple plants? Well, today I'm going to show you how to disassemble pineapple for growing, even things you should do in order to wash it, in order to make pineapple tea. You should definitely wash the skin in baking soda and vinegar. And what that will do is get all the pesticides that's on the outside of these pineapples. And even if you have organic, you should actually wash the outside with baking soda. If you're going to make tea, it actually takes more of the dirt off. It's like an agitator. But also here's the things that you're going to need. You're going to need a cutting board, a knife, right? These are for later. These are glass jars, right? And because I'm dicing them up for my family, I got some containers here that I'm going to put their glass. Of course, try to minimize your plastic usage. And then also I have a mixing bowl, and this is just for putting the scraps. So for pineapple tea, or if you want to actually make it in compost, it's actually really advantageous to actually blend the skin in a blender and then pour it into your compost, and it breaks down faster. All the minerals will still be in your compost. But I got this here. And we're gonna go ahead and get started, right? So one of the most common things that with pineapples is, this one has a little tag on it. I just take the tag off, right? Pull it off, put it down here. Same thing with the other ones, right? So now most of the times, most people cut the crowns off with a knife, right? One of the most important things that you should do is that you want to be able to get the root to the bottom of the plant. So what I do is that I just simply, right? I just twist, just like a bottle cap off, right? And you're gonna have this nice little point on it, right? I have another video, I got another camera set up to where you can see the nice little point on it. And then you're gonna set that off to the side. It's gonna look like this, right? You take the other one, then again, just simply, just hold the pineapple, right? Twist. Don't have to pull, just twist, and it'll come right off. This one has a good point on it, as you can see here. It's a nice little point. So now also on this here, you're going to be able to see that there's these little leaves down here at the bottom, right? What you're going to do is you're going to pull all these off, right? But what I'm going to do first is that I'm going to cut the pineapple up just to show you how to make some diced pineapple real quick, right? So now that you have this pineapple here, right? So you got two pineapples, you got the crowns off of it. It's going to have that nice little hole at the bottom of it, right? So then the next thing that you're going to do here is you're just going to cut the crown off, right? Here, real safe. Cut this bottom one. Now these are a little overripe because I've been busy all week with work. Take this out, put it in a mixer bowl. Keep your mess up. Leave a little bit for the earth gods there, and then set it up like this. You're gonna get the second one, you're gonna cut it off. Set it up like this. All right? So now, you're gonna see that they got these little holes right here around the edge, each pineapple, right? And the reason why this is important, on this end here, there's these little dots that aerates the pineapple, right, when you cut the top off. This is where, just inside of here, is where I like to cut the skin off, right? Especially if you're making pineapple tea, is going to make it a little bit sweeter because it actually is going to have some more of that pineapple meat in it, right? So then anyhow, what I like to do is cut just inside of here, right? And then when I cut it, just the length of the knife, cut down the side, right? And that's all I'm going to do here, right? Just take the length of the knife and I'm going to cut down the side. So you just sit here, hold it upright. It's going to have a flat base. That's why you cut both sides off first. You're going to go all the way down, cut. All the way down, cut. And then the most important thing, especially if you have small kids, kids don't like when you get that tough part in there, right? And so now you're just cutting down the sides here. So now, again, what you do here, you got that mixing bowl, toss this in here, perfect light. I'm gonna set that to the side here. Now I'm gonna show you how to make sure you clean it up before we cut it too, right? So next, same thing, inside, take this little piece here, put it right down the side there. This is a good one, guys. This is a good pineapple. Cut down the side here. Again, we're gonna grab that mixing bowl out. This is so you save the scraps. I mean, you can just toss it in the garbage if you want, or you can just toss it in the yard, like rabbits eat it and stuff like that. But anyhow, so now I'm gonna clean this up a little bit because when we dice it, I'm gonna just put it away. So I just clean these little pieces off, right? Really not that hard. A lot of people. So Publix charges you like $3 a pound, the grocery store I should say, in case you don't have Publix where you're at. So they charge you. And so now all I'm doing is shaving off those pieces that gets my kids to not eat it. And then I became a pineapple master because of my kid, actually. So here, put that on its side, right? And you get all that off. And that comes from just like, when you're holding it up, right, you might not get it off, so it's good to turn it on its side, right? So now, right here, shave that off. So now, the most important part about this, right? Well, first, I'm going to cut this piece off because there was just a little piece of it that was just a little more green. That would be tough that kids won't eat, right? So you see this little hole in the center right here? Right? There's a little hole in the center. That's the core, right? And usually about like right around in there is where you want. So you're going to be able to cut that out. I'm going to show you an easier way on how to cut this out, right? So let me move this because now it's going to be time to get our storage containers here, right? How are you? Good. Good morning to you. So now what you're going to do is you're going to cut this in half here, right? So you just cut it right down the middle, in half, right? And I'm going to do both of these now because speed is a factor. Today I got some things I got to do today, and I wanted to record this video because I promised someone. I almost waited too long to where the pineapple went bad. How's it going, son? So now, what you got here, you can come out here. You can come out here. So now, what you got here is the core right here, right? So now the core is right there. We got Micah and Jada in the house. We got the little girl in the house. It's in the morning, so she might be a little fussy, but oh well. We got it. So I cut it right down the center of where the core is at, right? Oh, that didn't sound too good, son. Cut here. So she doesn't want to be picked up. So now, as you can see, I cut these into triangles right here, right? And then you can see that area where the core is at, right? So the core is going to be right down in here. So now what I like to do is I make a little diagonal cut here, right? And then in this other video, I'll have a better video where you can see it. So then you'll cut the core out to where it's like a little square like that, right? Set this off to the side. Right here. Oh, everybody's got the cost. Right here. Baby, we're gonna check that out. And so cut that here. That is water, baby.
Water?
Yeah.
Hi, baby.
Little mommy.
Mommy.
And here.
Strawberry.
Cutting all these cores out, right? And so this is just the easy part, right? You can do this much faster if you don't have to talk to people. I do this in like 2 minutes time. I do it for meal prep for clients. You know, for all these things.
She's the one to pick that out.
No.
Order a watch and get right back to her.
What's that?
Order a watch and get right back to her.
She'll let you watch it. There you go.
She got there early. She got there.
Excited about this pineapple, man? Yeah. You get to see Jada's eating the core there. see her down below. Watch your arm. Cut. Be careful with the knife, all right? All right. So now you have the cores cut out here, and you got these nice little V shapes there, right? You can already kind of see where the pineapple is going to be diced up at, and I'm going to have to speed this up. Here, so the pineapples are diced here, right? And then now, what you're going to do is just take a knife and slice it down the middle. Watch your fingers up, move your hand. There you go. And then here, dice, dice, dice. And that's what I do. There. Super helpful. I appreciate your help. Jada, you're just excited to eat, right? That's your house, you're right. Yeah. So now you're still dicing here. Put your finger from the knife side. Just always be careful with the knife, okay? I'm glad that you're out here doing this because you need to learn that the knife is sharp. So, but you don't want to learn the way that most people have to learn, right? Let me cut this piece off. Why don't you taste it? See if you like it. You like it? Is it good pineapple? Pretty good, pretty good. All right. So this is just dicing. You can do spears and all kinds of crazy cuts, but right now I just do whatever the kids like. And then they deal with the dice stuff. Sometimes they like the spears. What's that? Yeah, not water yet, baby. You're gonna get there though. Alright, ready? So here we are. Pineapple in here. I kinda like this setup that I got, guys. This is one of my first videos. I had this series called What the Hell Am I Gonna Do With That? What's that? Yeah, baby. So you get 2 pineapples, right? Good job, baby. Whoops, baby, whoops. Yep. So there we go. Look at this. You get all this pineapple. So now you get all of this from just those 2 pineapples, right? So now, because I gotta hurry up, what I want to do. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So now let's get to the point that what people really want to know is how can you grow another pineapple or start a pineapple from this, right? So one of the best ways to grow is that you have to expose the root in order for it to actually transplant and grow, right? So there's these little, let me move this out of this camera's way. There you go. So there's these little things here that you just pull the leaves off, right? So now I'm gonna put this in this bowl here because I just throw them on the ground, you know? It's just leaves, right? So what you do is you just pull these leaves off, right? From the bottom, right? And you want to do it to where you can expose like an inch of it. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to walk over to the camera to show you. And once you pull these leaves off, they grow on the outside of it. Okay. Now, so this camera can see it. Here. Just keep pulling the leaves off. Pulling these leaves off. I'm just throwing them in the yard. That's good pineapple leaves. Not doing some stuff. Here we go. So now, So what I did, let's say about 1/4 of an inch, so just expose it, right? So as you can see, there's nothing in these things here. You can see the little lip, you pull the leaves off of it, and this is what you're trying to get here. You're trying to get this exposed. You gotta hurry up. Let's get this done, guys. I'll time lapse it, maybe not, I want to keep the whole video because I think that it's going to show people stuff. I don't really care about the views. I want to show you how to do this, and the best way to see is how I do it the whole time. So now, keep going. Maybe once I blow up and get big, I'll do it. But not now. So anyhow, this one you can already see the roots are ready to grow out. Alright, so now, once you have these little pegs exposed, right? Once you have these things exposed, right, I'm going to walk over to this camera here. So once you have these things exposed like this, after you pull those leaves off, right? So what you're trying to do is you're going to just put these into the glass jars. So now, this is where the wood. So first, after you have these off, you have to let them dry out. So it takes about a day or two for them to dry, but once they're dry, you'll be able to touch it. You won't feel any moisture on them, right? I recommend at least 2 days, right? So then, actually at least 1 day. So now what I do is I take some water here, right? Then this is when you're just starting it. Pour it into this jar, right? And then I just fill it up. Nothing special about the jar. I placed it over on the side so I don't care. And then once, again, you're gonna let this dry for 2 days, but once you let it dry, you're gonna set it down into the water like that, right? You're gonna set these down into there, so this one needs more water. So you'll need a wider mouth on this one. I just grabbed 2 jars out of the thing. And I recycle and save all my jars too, so right? But this is just to give you a rough estimate by it. You can also pull back some more leaves if you need to in order to get the roots in there, but here's what we got, right? So see, you just want the roots to be exposed in that water, and then you want to put them in sunlight for at least like 2 days or so, right? But you don't want them to have too much sun exposure because, as I put it in a previous post on Instagram and Facebook, is that eventually the mold will start growing if you put it in too much sun exposure. But you want to get it a decent amount of sun exposure, especially here in Florida. But just wait, and then eventually a root will grow if you like, subscribe, share, follow, or anything. I'll do a follow-up and you'll see the entire process of when it dries out and then when the roots explode. So guys, that's all I got. I gotta run. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section.